In various situations, individuals often find themselves trapped within their own thoughts. It could be during a date, pondering about the other person's perception, or even at a social gathering where a joke fails to elicit the desired response, leaving one feeling foolish and insecure. Questions arise, like whether others despise them, particularly in a work setting where thoughts revolve around the opinions of superiors and colleagues. It may feel as though being true to oneself in social interactions is challenging, leading to the construction of emotional barriers. Despite the well-intended advice of embracing authenticity, individuals frequently find themselves succumbing to people-pleasing tendencies when faced with such circumstances. The focus of this video is precisely on addressing this issue: how to liberate oneself from the burden of caring excessively about others' opinions. By doing so, one can access their most genuine, vibrant, and confident self. Have you ever thought about why we even care so much about what other people think? There are multiple factors to consider, and we'll approach this from different angles. One primary aspect is known as people-pleasing. Essentially, this entails altering one's personality to cater to others in the hope of being better liked. You might often hear people say, "I'm an introvert, social interactions drain me." However, this conversation is best saved for another time. In reality, many people approach interactions incorrectly, feeling compelled to conform to certain behavioral norms, which subsequently leads to exhaustion. Nonetheless, there are probably a few individuals in your life who allow you to be completely authentic, and being around them actually energizes you. In other words, you don't need to engage in people-pleasing behaviors with them, which explains why you feel invigorated. Ultimately, the fundamental reason why you care about what others think traces back to your DNA, and it's not entirely your fault. According to evolutionary biologists, this inclination originates from our tribal past, where survival as humans depended on the support of a loving mother, parents, and the tribe until we reached an age where self-sufficiency was possible. Failure to receive such support or experiencing rejection would have had dire consequences, even leading to death. Hence, within our brains there exists a highly developed social center that associates rejection with moral peril, triggering intense emotional responses. This is the core reason why people-pleasing behavior manifests in the first place. Now you might wonder, if people-pleasing leaves me feeling burnt out, what does it look like to not care about others' opinions? In many ways, not caring about what others think resembles leadership. Kurt Cobain of Nirvana once said, "I'd rather be hated for who I am than loved for what I'm not." Essentially, at its core, your people-pleasing and concern for others' opinions stem from a preference of being liked rather than staying true to oneself. Leaders possess qualities that draw people to them and create a magnetic, charismatic personality. You likely admire certain individuals because they share a common trait. They are unafraid to be their genuine selves. They don't remain trapped in the fear centers of their brains. Although they still care to some extent about others' opinions, it doesn't dictate their entire personality. They don't mold themselves into someone they're not. Ironically, this uniqueness is what sets them apart, as most people tend to engage in people-pleasing behavior. By liberating oneself from this behavior and embracing the authentic version of oneself, you can become a leader by merely existing and leading through the example that it's okay to be true to oneself. This in turn grants others permission to do the same. Consequently, your social interactions will likely improve, relationships will flourish, and you'll experience more positive interactions at work. From an early age, we are raised in an environment where authority figures dictate our actions. We constantly seek their approval, whether it's complying with curfews set by our parents or meeting deadlines at work. Consequently, we develop a natural tendency to rely on external sources to define our identities. True confidence stems from cultivating an internal authority. The key lies in shifting your priority from being liked to embracing what is true to your core self. Now let's explore some practical strategies, tips and ideas on how to implement this shift. Here's a typical approach that can significantly reduce the fear of being judged by others. Here's a story to illustrate this point. During a coaching session, someone expressed feeling anxious and unsure when creating content or making videos. They had a strong desire to become a coach, but struggled with nerves and a lack of inspiration. The coach asked if they could provide direct coaching, explaining that a coach's job is to offer honest advice, even if it's not what you want to hear. After listening to their concerns, it became clear that the self-focus was holding them back. The coach asked a crucial question: does their coaching and content really need to revolve solely around themselves. By shifting their focus from themselves to genuinely connecting with others, they could build stronger relationships. This idea applies not only in business but also in various areas of life. Interestingly, one fundamental truth is that the more you give to others, the more you receive in return. Let's imagine a job interview. If candidates only talk about their qualifications without showing how those skills can benefit the company, they're likely to lose the interviewer's interest. It's important to establish a connection and demonstrate how your abilities can meet the needs of the organization. Approaching situations with a service mindset is crucial. Instead of making it all about oneself, shift towards asking, how can I fulfill this role? What specific needs do you have? While sharing relevant expertise is essential. The principle of giving and receiving applies to money as well. When one offers things without expecting payment, building goodwill and serving others, reciprocity often comes into play. People feel inclined to give back and support in return. Interestingly, this can lead to financial gain as well. When feeling trapped in self-doubt or excessive concern about others' opinions, it is important to redirect the focus away from oneself and into the heart. Instead of seeking attention by trying to be funny or impressive in group conversations, a more effective approach is to ask engaging questions and show genuine interest in others. Paradoxically, this wins people over and garners their liking because attention was paid to them. On the contrary, those who solely take and exploit social interactions without considering the needs of others or showing genuine interest are not generally well received. Another perspective shift involves recognizing that the fear of judgment diminishes as one matures. At 18 years old, individuals often worry about what everyone thinks of them. By the time they reach 40, they no longer care about others' opinions. And at 60, they realize that others rarely cared or paid much attention in the first place. The fear of judgment stems from a misconception that others are closely scrutinizing and evaluating every move. However, the reality is that people are predominantly focused on themselves. This realization highlights the insignificance of one's actions and judgments in the grand scheme of others' lives. Furthermore, excessive concern about others' opinions can stem from a narcissistic viewpoint, where individuals believe that they are constantly the center of attention. However, most people are preoccupied with their own lives and thoughts. In essence, caring too much about what others think often stems from projecting one's self-judgment onto others. To address this, it's important to cultivate self-acceptance, practice self-love, and reduce self-criticism. By embracing these solutions, individuals can free themselves from the burden of excessive concern about others' opinions and return to a place of self-empowerment. The lesson here is to embrace a mindset of letting go and detaching from outcomes. Just like casually tossing the phone, it's crucial to approach situations with a sense of ease and acceptance, understanding that being overly attached leads to self-sabotage. If you know any other ways to stop caring about what people think, let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so we can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thanks for watching.